G'day folks, and welcome to World of Tanks with the Magnificent Margon. Well, it has been quite a long time since I've done a video. I'm terribly sorry to all those who do watch. Reason for is I've just been so busy. I haven't even really played World of Tanks for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And we'll just say weeks because we can say weeks one more time. So to kickstart again, now this was taken probably numerous days ago now. Probably one of the very few battles I've actually played well in over the last few days as well. Now, as you can see, Kaze and I are back together. It will not be too far away before we're playing a lot of games together very soon with his summer vacation coming up from university. Which will then free up a lot more time for us to be able to get on and play and different things like that, and I'll be able to make a bit more time. I've been just flat out busy doing a heap of things that I needed to do over the last few weeks, and I'm just about in the right position now to do everything I want. Now, as you can see, we're playing on Westfield here. Westfield? And more or less, this was a battle that was right down to the wire. Everything counted, and generally that's what you want to be able to do. You want to be able to play battles where everything goes down to the wire. Like I do die. Unfortunately, I get caught out versing. I think it was the VK36 up here on the hill. I can't remember.
The engine's damaged. We slowed down.
There goes my engine and my automatic fire extinguisher. Yeah, the VK30 came up here, and in a Cromwell, yeah, it's not the best thing to be versing up here. Kaze, he goes down the hill. I do stay up here. I sort of was hoping that Chaffee would be up here with me too, but unfortunately he gets cut off, and of course I'm not gonna get the hit. Oh, there you go. Detracked him. Puts his track up, and I detrack him again. Oh, why? There we go. Now, this is not really about me, this battle. This battle is probably more about Kaze towards the end of the battle. And it probably comes down to me being a bit more predictive. Because he hasn't really played a lot. He's a little bit sort of rusty in his sort of thinking, but realistically, once you know tanks, you can't be rusty. You generally pick this game up pretty quickly once you've established a ground point in which you play in. Now, for the two of us, we've played probably 6,000 battles each. As you can see, if I hold down my tab button, 6,000. Oh, Kaze has actually done 7,000. So he has played probably a bit more than I have recently, and cranked that over. I'm probably miles away from getting 7,000 done. I just don't jump on as often as I used to. Let's see if I can get this church on. I can get shots. Just he's very well angled down there at the moment. There we go. Who knows where that hit him? It just hit him. And this is where probably map awareness on my behalf should have played a bit more of a role. Being up here like I am, I'm very exposed. Now I know there are a lot of TDs sitting, particularly in this region of the map over near the bridge line, and it's not very smart of me to still be up here by myself. As much as I am pretty well the last line of defense for this flank, and I should stay here. I should have got out and got into a position where I could be assisting my teammates, not well, other than sniping like I have been doing. Probably would have been better for me to actually run down the hill like I'm just about to do and get out of there, but then I sort of half changed my mind. Don't ask me why I changed my mind. I just had a niggling that I should stay up here on this hill and do some real thing. The other thing is,
That one
I
bounce.
forgot how strong the VK30s are from the front, and I had no hope
We're stuck here.
in penetrating this guy, and this is where I go down. I just sit here. I do eventually try to detrack him and hold him in position,
Done for. Everyone, get out.
which I failed to do, which is very, very unfortunate. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't leave him still long enough. Maybe I did. Can't remember. Oh well, he's dead now. Maybe I actually must have detracked him with my last shot. Well, there you go. Now we'll go over to Kaze. Now the reason I've jumped over the Kaze is, look at this, 32 hit points. Okay, he's as good as dead in most games. 3 scumbags against a scumbag, a medium tank, and a light tank. This battle could be very, very interesting. The scumbags could be anywhere at this point in time in the battle. More than likely, to think about, I would strongly say there's a scumbag down here in the tower. Normally, the scumbags sit there. Normally, scumbags sit in this tree line up here on the hill as well. And sometimes they also sit over here in A3. Now, keeping that in mind, the A3 guy, if he is there, has got more than enough opportunity now to actually come across and use these buildings as a bit of cover. A3? No, I shouldn't be saying A3. It should be more over here around the 6. Sorry, A6. I see scumbags. Sometimes scumbags might climb up the hill to the TD area, but it's very rare that they go up there. I have seen a few. I have found a few myself up there at times. Yeah. So, there you go. We know where the SU-100 is, and the Stewart just drove straight into him. Why he drove in? And then all of a sudden the bishops popped up. Pull back, Kaze, pull back before that bishop shoots you. Oh, and I just remember screaming. The SU's the only thing that could shoot him. Him and the bishop have to battle this out because they're going to play spotting now. He's pretty well one shot away. Oh, he was lucky then. Shoot Kaze, hide. Our Bert is going to shoot him. Keep moving, Kaze, keep moving, keep moving. Stop. Look at that. And that would have been the end of him right there. If he had not stopped, Kaze would have actually just ceased to exist. Now, basically he is running up the hill. The only reason why he's running up the hill is because it's safe up there. There's no one else up there. Now there are 2 scumbags left. As I said, he was probably hiding in the A6 area and moved up on the town to get some better shots, or maybe in A4, somewhere around there, between A3 and A5, something like that, or A6. Now Kaze is coming over this valley line to sort of spot, and I was really hoping the Bert didn't come back. I should have communicated on the map better. The Bert would have probably been better sitting in the G5 line, sort of. If I pause this, more or less, if he was sitting watching over this valley somewhere up here in these bushes or something, it would have meant that he would have seen anyone coming through this section, giving Kaze plenty of warning. But unfortunately, I did say to Kaze, look, Bert, looks like he's coming over your way and he's going to help you. Kaze is he's sort of trying to find the right position to actually be in. Oh, wrong button. And found these bushes, pulled up. He just wanted to make sure he was safe, trying to pull into these bushes. Purely and simply because you never know what's going to happen. Basically, this map is very tricky in itself. If you don't make the right moves at the right time, it can be deadly. Now, see, Bert being in town where he is, he's not in the position that he can help Kaze to a certain extent. Now, I'm pretty sure they're coming up to the valley, and I have said to Kaze at this point in time, there'll probably be one scumbag watching this area from the town down there. The other scumbag would be moving up to start the cap, and the SU would be moving up with that one, knowing that if they start the cap, you guys will be forced to come back, reset the cap, expose yourselves to do so, and give him the best opportunity to take you out. All the while, that's what I said, and couldn't deny the fact that that was what was going to happen. That was exactly what I'd be doing. If I was that SU, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be getting into a nice sniper position where I can see the battlefield, use the scumbag as bait, and pick him up. Now, if Bert had been sitting, as I said, in that area, over by the G5, just in these bushes here, he would have had a clear line of view of them coming up through these open areas in the J5 and K5. Keeping that in mind, it also could have exposed him if he wasn't in the right position. But Bert is moving back now. Kaz is retreating in the safest way possible. He has to now zigzag around the buildings to get into a position that's good. And it's slow. It is really slow. So he's taking a gamble, and he's going to actually move through the city. Purely and simply, that is probably the safest thing for him to do at this point in time. It's the fastest route. It's the only way he can go. He can knock trees down. He can afford to do that because it's not going to matter too much now. They all know that he'll be coming back to base, or the Bert will be. Sitting there for Bert's not the best thing. He's overlooking the circle, but it doesn't help. Purely and simply, he can't do much else from that position. Kaz is taking a bit of a spot, trying to see if he can see things. Now, purely and simply, whoever it is behind this building here. Unless you move up here on the ridgeline into these bushes, or somewhere up here, you will not be able to spot behind that building. So Kaz actually has to now use cover as his best friend. And that's exactly what he does. He rolls up here, sneaks around the corner, sees him, fires, bounces, and the Bert gets him. And that was lucky. The SU has only just hit his wheels, not done any damage to him. And the SU's in a very exposed position. More exposed than I thought he would be there. Kaz has taken a pot shot at him, pulled back, gone into the bushes to hide, knocked the building over, sort of dummied out, knows he's safe, just missed by the scumbag. Now he sneaks up. The scumbag's probably watching all the things he's hitting and running over. He's got to spot the SU, pulls out, lines his turret up, fires, does damage, and pulls back behind the building into cover. He's probably only got a few more seconds, but Bert's finished the SU off. He has to keep moving. He has to get out of there because the scumbag won't be far away from hitting him. Now, as you can see, that comes down to experience. Now, I've said to him now, there's no time to cap. You take both of you to cap, and there's no time. 2 minutes 30 going, you need for one person nearly 2 minutes 30. So unless the M44 starts scampering away, he could force this into a draw. The other thing the M44 could do is actually one-shot the Bert if he finds him before even Kaz gets close enough to doing any real damage. So it's a gamble game now. Depending upon what happens, depends upon the result of this battle. Now, I have got a few battles saved up while this dawdles along. From the other night, Kaz and I played probably dozen battles. It's probably the most we've played together in weeks, as I said. This is only just one of them that we played briefly on a day we both had free, and we just happened to jump on at the same time. But Kaz is in the final stages of getting all his assignments finalised and finished, so he'll be back very soon, and him and I will be having a lot more fun. Along with Procrastinate, he is also going to be probably joining us a lot more too, due to the fact that he's just finished off his thesis, which gives him a lot more ability and a lot more opportunity to actually join in with the fun and the craziness that there is. I may be playing a little bit of World of Warcraft soon, due to the fact that it's coming into its final stages of development just before the expansion number 6. There are some new Australian servers, but I'll probably return to my original servers and things like that, just because they're where I want to be, and play through my old Druid and stuff like that. So I'll probably put a little bit up on that when I get closer, and things like that. There probably isn't much that I'll do on World of Warcraft other than have a look at the new content and carry on with everything else like I should do. But outside that, guys, look, nice short one, sort of 15 minutes long. Battle was right down to the wire with this one. A minute left to go. It's not too bad. Kaze did really well to finish this, and it came down to, between the two of us having the experience and the know-how of the battles, it paid off. And that's all I can say, is you want to play well at this, you've got to be able to perform. Now, I'm probably sitting on a 48% player, whereas Kaze is a 50%. Now, I have actually played probably a lot of the harder tanks and done quite well with the harder tanks, but not won as much as I should with the harder tanks. Whereas Kaze has sort of, in my opinion, played a few of the easier tanks and had a lot of good victories out of it. So we're both crawling back. Our stats, Kaze has probably done a lot better than I was. I was at 49%, but I've lost quite a few recently, and it's dropped me back down to the 48, which I'm really annoyed about. So I've got to work on that again. But that's what I'll be doing over the next few weeks and in the upcoming months, working on getting my stats back up, unlocking a few more tanks. I've got quite a few I'm working on now, and the Type 61 is getting closer at long last. That STA one is just, it's been a great tank and I've really enjoyed it, but I can't wait to try out the Type 61 and give it a run for its money. Outside of that, guys, enjoy everything you do, every game you play. Happy hunting, and I'll catch you on those battlefields.